Hello, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for American Horror Story Season 3, Episode 7, The Dead. I'm your host, Dom. With me, I have my co-host, Mike.
Hello.
How's it going?
There's a Christmas tree.
It's not even Thanksgiving yet, and you have Christmas stuff out?
Blame her.
Who's her?
Omikins, our other normal co-host. As you can tell, is getting sicker instead of getting better.
So she's the reason why you have a Christmas tree out in the middle of November.
It was her idea to get the Christmas tree. Because back where she's from, in the lovely land of Canada, Thanksgiving is in October. So it's already past Thanksgiving. In the middle of November, her mom's already has had Christmas trees up for 2 weeks now. I say trees.
Tell her this is America.
She knows that. She's in the other room.
America. So what did you think of this episode?
Another slow-paced episode like last week. I'm not complaining about that. It was still good. But my big first thing I noticed was nobody has a problem. I mean, I know Cordelia's blind and all that right now, and on bed rest and stuff like that. But nobody has a problem with a chained-up Frankenstein in the garden, greenhouse, basement, wherever the hell he is.
Apparently not.
Apparently not. Nobody cares. I mean, he's just down there going "Rrr" all day.
Yeah, seems legit.
I'd ask questions.
So, you have Kyle, who's basically Frankenstein's monster down there. But then we have Madison, who was also resurrected from the dead. But she recovered pretty well. How'd you did you expect that?
No. Well, yes. Both. I saw that going two ways. Either she's going to be in the same state as Kyle, or she's not, because she was A, witch, and B, not pieced back together from, 8 different corpses.
Now, do you think it's more because she was resurrected intact, or that it was done by Misty and not two girls that don't know how to use witchcraft?
It could have possibly been because it was done entirely by Misty, who knows what she's doing in this sort of thing. That kind of is her power. Mm-hmm. So it probably had a better effect than it did on Kyle, because, that was just 2 teenage witches casting a spell for the first time, having no idea if it would work or not.
Yeah.
I mean, it almost didn't.
So, we were kind of guessing last week on whether or not Cordelia was going to find out how Madison died, but she figured it out pretty quickly. How did you think she was going to react?
Yeah, I was expecting that to be like an end of the episode, cliffhanger for next episode. No, that was in the beginning.
Yeah.
I think she would react pretty much the way she did-ish. I didn't think she would go on some I must now kill my mother crusade, but she went on an I must kill my mother crusade. Or is planning one. But I expected her reaction to be pretty similar, angry, pissed off, like, what, Mom, you just killed a 17-year-old because you thought she was going to dethrone you.
Yeah.
Huh.
What about when Queenie went to see Marie? The voodoo. She goes, the voodoo doll belongs with the voodoos. Or whatever. I forget the exact wording she used. But when she sat down and kind of laid it all out that she wanted Delphine and all that, what was your reaction to that?
Wow. Queenie, you traitorous swine, you. And then I rewound that and thought, she's probably has more in common with those, old voodoo African shaman witches than she does with the Salem witches, because one, I don't like throwing race into things usually, but she's black. She's the only black witch in in the academy there. 2, she's a human voodoo doll. That's her power, transfer, whatever. That seems like a voodoo witch power.
Right.
I'm sure I'm not the only one thinking that.
Right.
So after the initial, you traitorous swine thought, it was more of a, okay, this makes sense, but still, you're a traitorous swine. What the hell? And I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I thought. 'Cause, yeah.
What about the way she lured Delphine there in the first place? She took her there, telling her she was gonna get a haircut. They almost seemed to bond this episode, and then Queenie just kind of stabbed her in the back.
I know. They were bonding. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. They're becoming besties, It's kind of cliche-ish, the two mismatched housemates becoming the bestest of friends. But I liked it. Do I want to ask what the hell that was?
No.
Okay. I liked it. I thought it was cool that they were bonding. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, we're going to get a haircut. And as soon as she said that, I'm like, oh, you're evil. So you really are going with, Marie's little offer. Because Marie said the price of admission here is Delphine.
Yeah.
So...
I totally saw that coming.
Yeah, I guess I kind of did too.
Yeah, it was kind of obvious. She was being too nice to her. So as soon as Queenie was being way too nice to Delphine and the obvious racist, I knew there was some ulterior motive there.
I kind of expected it too, but I want wishful thinking. I thought they would have been the best odd couple since the Odd Couple. Thank you. I also love how those at home won't notice that Dom keeps muting so you don't hear the background noise. I still hear it though, and every time he unmutes to speak, it's silent. But as soon as he mutes, his cat knows that he's muted or something. And there's just shit falling everywhere and banging and
yeah.
Special guest appearance by Jasper via sound only.
That was Chelsea that came crashing into the room not too long ago. So.
Oh,
yeah.
The chubby one.
Yeah. She decided to make her way through the ceiling, and she has to stand on the hutch on the other side to get there, and the hutch kind of wobbles and the glass shakes, and that's what that noise was that you heard that everybody else didn't hear.
It sounded epic.
Yes. So, what else happened? We had Spaulding. He got his tongue back. Zoe put it back in his mouth. His enchanted tongue is back. So, what'd you think of that whole scene?
Pretty crazy. Well, one, Zoe seems to be getting more comfortable with witchcraft. I mean, she just put a tongue back in a guy's mouth. I mean, yeah, it was enchanted, so that's why it didn't shrivel and all that stuff, but still, it's been out of his mouth for what, 30, 40, 50 years, something like that?
Yeah.
Now she just puts it right back in. I thought it was pretty cool that it was still enchanted and that he had to, tell the truth no matter what.
Yeah. He didn't really seem to have too much of a struggle. Like, he was fighting it back, but then he's just like, it'll always be Fiona.
Yeah, it'll always be Fiona. I thought she should have just, maybe tried to get more information out of him. I mean, here you have a guy who's been living in this house forever, practically. And he's seen all the doings. He knows more about Fiona than anybody. Pump him for information. Get what you can out of him before he chops his tongue out again or kills himself.
Yeah.
So
she's looking to be the next Supreme. But
yeah.
Cordelia wants to kind of keep that a secret right now.
Well, yeah, because she realized that her mother, that Fiona, killed Madison just for suspecting that she was the next Supreme, even though she clearly wasn't.
Yeah.
So Cordelia realizes I have to keep the secret because if she even suspects that Zoe is, walking down that road, she's going to try to kill Zoe.
That she will.
Yeah. And at the moment, Zoe's still dumb enough to fall for any kind of tricks, I think.
Yeah, she's rather naive. I wouldn't say dumb, but she's naive.
Right. She's naive. She's not dumb. By no stretch is she dumb. But, yeah, you got my point.
Yeah. What about Fiona and the Axemen? I thought that was kind of creepy, didn't you?
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Like at first, I thought he was just taking advantage, but then it's like, oh, I've been watching you your whole life, watching you grow. I'm like, huh. So basically, you've been spying. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you were a ghost trapped in that house. You had no choice, but you've been spying on this girl her entire life, and now all of a sudden you're free, and the first thing you do is seduce her? Okay. That was a little weird for me.
Yeah,
but I mean,
he watched her grow up from like a young teenager to this old lady.
uh-huh.
Kind of creepy.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I don't know where that's going.
I don't know.
Maybe maybe he'll be her ally in the coming
That's
whatever.
what I'm thinking. She's gonna need somebody, and he seems like the perfect kind of ally for her.
Mm-hmm. So,
I don't know.
I'm sad. I'm sad that the show's taking a break this week.
Yeah. With Thanksgiving and stuff coming up, it seems to make a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense why they're taking a break. I'm just still sad about it.
Yeah. So, what about Madison hitting it off with Kyle? Did you think Zoe's kind of upset about that?
Probably. Because she knew... Madison clearly knew that, Zoe had a thing for him. That's kind of the whole reason they went through with the resurrection in the first place, or why Zoe was so keen on going through with it. But now, and it makes sense. They're two resurrected corpses. Why not? No.
Yeah, but then what about the whole Zoe love triangle thing? That was kind of a weird scene. Madison pulls her out of the shower, and the three of them start going at it on the bed.
Well...
Is it considered necrophilia?
Oh, God. Oh, God. I just had a thought. Is that considered munting? No, I'm sorry. No, this is one living person and two corpses. That's not considered. I'm getting weird looks from across the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that's considered
Don't
necrophilia
Google
still.
that. Don't do it.
Yes, to our watchers at home, you have been warned. Google at your own discretion. Don't do it, but
just don't even do it. Don't.
you're responsible for all mental scarring you get from that one.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
I blame Dom for my mental scarring for that one.
It's a trap.
It's a tarp.
So what about Cordelia's plans to kill Fiona? Do you think she's going to succeed?
At great cost. Yes. I mean, that's the whole plan. Like now that they're going to try to kill off Fiona, and I don't think anybody's going to disagree with her, especially when all these things come to light. The two remaining members of the council, well, three because one of them's a charred husk, but nobody's going to disagree with Cordelia, I think, here, and they might even help her. But being Fiona's the supreme, she's probably going to knock off a couple of the witches who come after her. So will they succeed? Yes. Will Cordelia survive the whole ordeal? Probably not. I'm going with.
I see the way this is going to play out, that the Coven and the Voodoo Witches are going to have to team together to take out Fiona.
Yeah, Marie will do that begrudgingly, but it'll happen.
It'll be a common enemy that they're working against.
Now, there's one question I just thought of when we're talking to Cordelia that I forgot to put in the notes. Cordelia's husband. What do you think of that little scene? He's sitting on the bed and it's like, I'm coming to see you soon, and he's got like an arsenal laid out in front of him.
I don't know where he's going with that.
I mean, he's a witch hunter. You would think he would... And it makes sense. The witches are just frail, normal humans with supernatural power, so a sniper rifle would work, as would a shotgun, and all that other fun stuff he had there. But I don't know where the hell what he's planning. He had more weapons than any 1 or 5 people could wield.
Jasper's playing with a toy now. But, yeah, I don't know. So, next episode we have The Sacred Taking. And Cordelia rallies the girls in a fight to stop Fiona. So, thank you, Jasper. So, apparently we're going to have all the girls in the house now, including Madison. No longer Queenie, so we have Madison, Fiona, and Nan. Right?
No, Madison, Zoe, and Nan. Fiona's the one they're trying to kill.
Oh, yeah, I meant Zoe. Jasper's distracting me.
That's okay.
He
distracts us all.
But a dangerous new enemy puts Misty in the crosshairs. Now, do you think it's a brand new enemy, or do you think it's the Axemen, or could it possibly even be Queenie?
Yes. It could be. I'd say yes because it could be any of those 3.
I'm gonna go with Queenie.
I'm gonna go with Queenie too because she'll be a dangerous new enemy because 1, she's a new enemy, and 2, they're not gonna see it coming.
Yeah, it seems like is anyone from their army that gets taken out, and Misty can bring them back, so she seems like the perfect target.
Yes, she does.
There will be no more of that.
Until he jumps up on your lap and tries to get it back.
No. The rivalry between Marie Levy and Delphine comes to a head. So, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think they're going to do to Delphine now that they have her?
Just torture her, basically. I mean, they can't kill her. As far as we know, they can't kill her.
She can undo it.
She could undo the spell, but what fun would that be? You have a torture puppet. I see Jasper behind you, pondering. You can tell he's... Oh, God, now he's really pondering. He knows where it is. He's looking right at it. Oh, my God. That evil... Oh, he's done. Anyway... Yeah, I mean, she has a torture subject to inflict all kinds of misery and pain on that's not going to die or succumb to her wounds. So, why undo the spell? Why bother? I'm thinking of the most screwed up, from the most screwed up standpoint.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they would undo it, but I'm assuming they can if they wanted to.
It seems like something that Marie could undo.
Yeah. So, you got anything else for this episode?
I got nothing else. I want an action-packed episode.
Yeah. It's been kind of
Two slow story-driven episodes are my limit.
Yeah. So, we're definitely going to need another one. We're going to need a bump up here.
We need somebody on fire, somebody who's getting their head catapulted through the streets of New Orleans. Somebody who could spell calendar correctly.
Yeah, that. So, what is it next? This week, American Horror Story is on break. Phew. So, it will not be back until December 4th. So, till then.
Till then, you'll see us on other stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't plug our Twitters.
They're gone.
What do you mean they're gone?
Okay, they're back.
They're back.
Okay, Mike, where could the people find you?
How many episodes of different shows now? Like 50 almost, and we haven't once forgotten that.
Well,
What's next? What's next? We're gonna forget local recording.
No, that'll never happen.
Anyway, you can find him on Twitter at... No, I'm just kidding. You can find me on Twitter at Thilladren, Thilladren.
You can find me on Twitter at Phenomedom, Phenomedom. You can find us all on Facebook.com and YouTube.com/ASOTV podcast for some more of your favorite TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
Till next week.
Until next week, you can follow me on Twitter and see as I forget that I have a Twitter. Oh god, the cat's gonna attack. Do it, Jasper. Do it. Rip his fingers off.
Till next week.
So
See you
so
guys later.
gentle. So gentle.